So many players are up and out of the building, so the question is simple. Did the Niners miss their Super Bowl window? Shady McCoy, what you say?
I think it's closed. I think it's shut.
Dang.
Before free agency, I said, you know what? Kyle Shanahan is that good. Well, they'll still have a shot, right? I don't know now, dog. Because at first we just thought it was Deebo leaving.
Yeah.
But you look at this, a lot of guys leaving. And on top of that, a lot of starters. And then on top of that, last year they didn't look that good. And I'm like, okay, well, quarterback is pretty good. Maybe he could elevate the team. Yeah. He couldn't do it. Defense wasn't that good. He couldn't do it. Offense was okay. He couldn't do it. Now you're losing some weapons. Guys getting a little older. CMC, probably the best offense player on the team.
Yeah.
I don't know what he got left. Yeah. We haven't really seen him. He's always injured. Yeah. So I just think, and that's why it's an issue with how much you're going to pay Brock Purdy, because like now, Michael Parsons talked about it yesterday or tweeting, or X, whatever you want to call it. Tweeting. He said, yo, man, hey, now reality sets in where you can't just live on a rookie contract. You got all these superstars around you. Now you got to play that position.
He shouldn't be talking, though.
So all I'm saying is, if you can't have these superstars around you, dog, and your quarterback can carry you, how can the window be open, fellas? Closed, locked?
They missed this window. And what I mean is,
there's more windows?
There's more windows. They missed the first era of Shanahan window. What I mean by that is this. They missed the Jimmy Garoppolo acquired as Shanahan's first quarterback. Kyle Juszczyk acquired as Shanahan's first transaction. Dre Greenlaw acquired as Shanahan's third draft. They missed that window, the first iteration of the Kyle Shanahan 49ers window. Another window may come back around, but for right now, they have missed this window. They've missed the window of Talanoa Hufanga. They've missed the Brock Purdy rookie deal window. So I believe the Niners have missed two windows. They've missed the first iteration of Shanahan window, who was his first quarterback, Jimmy G. Didn't win a Super Bowl with him, went and lost 2019. Then they missed the Brock Purdy rookie deal window when you had Deebo, when you had Dre, when you had Hufanga. So they have missed those two windows. The question for me is, will another window come back around? I'll tell that in story form the next time I come back around.
Yeah, I think they're trying to extend it. And it's very, very similar to what you just said, right? They're trying to extend their Super Bowl window. You got to give them a little bit of credit, in my opinion. Because when those names flash across the screen,
so
like
your
Shady
window's
just
not
showed,
closed.
It's not closed. I think they're trying to extend it. And it's the same thing that Acho's saying. Like, this window was there. I still think they're a good enough team to follow what the Chiefs have done, what the Eagles have done, what the Rams have done in terms of you have the head coach. I do think you have a quarterback that can play well in a given circumstance. It's now how you build it around them. And when those names came out 2 days ago, you see all these key departures. The only one I cared about was Dre Greenlaw. Like truly for me, Dre Greenlaw, he's going to be a difference maker. But you got to give him a little credit because in general, the 49ers, Shanahan and Lynch, it's sort of a departure of the way they used to think of things. And the way they used to think of things was, let's pay our really good guys late, just like they did last year. Let's continue to build through draft, and let's just pay as much as we can for old guys for what they've done, not for what they are going to do. And I think this is what they did, is they cut the fat on some guys that they didn't feel necessary that they needed to pay. And everyone's like, oh, all these moves are because they need to pay Brock Purdy. No, it's not. They're trying to build a team through draft. Now, I would like them to see in today and tomorrow and through the draft, go out there and get these pieces that fit where you're lacking. Now, they're not going to be the most talented team. Obviously, they lost a lot of talent with these names. But I do believe that once Kyle Shanahan gets the guys he wants in there, and as long as he's the head coach, I don't really think the window has closed ever. Because you've seen it, 2 Super Bowls in 5 years, and maybe they saw those Super Bowls and be like, man, that wasn't good enough. Let's try to change the way we think.
Real quick, what you're saying, so you're saying that the talent is not there no more, correct?
In terms of names, yeah.
Well, I played them in 2019, super talented squad, right? Then we fast forward, you see him, again, who was that?
5 years
when
ago,
Jimmy G was running the thing, running the show. That was Jimmy G was the quarterback in 2019.
Yeah.
And then
Sanders,
then
Deebo, Kittle, all them.
Okay, then you because that team was really talented. Then you fast forward. The last time they were in the Super Bowl, right, Brock Purdy, that team was loaded. So I'm just trying to figure out, you telling me that the talent is gone, and every time we see them in the Super Bowl, the talent was up here.
No, I do think that they have to eventually find a way to trust their draft picks, trust young guys to make it, because you can't be paying all these guys and field a team. I mean, look at what the Bills have done. Now, they have Josh Allen. Look at what the Eagles have done, because it's a super team. Look at what the Chiefs have done. Look at what the Rams have done. They've all gotten younger as the seasons have progressed. Now, that's the biggest thing, and we can get to it later, is the Brock Purdy situation. Is Brock Purdy good enough to handle an okay team?
Because I'm confused because you say the Chiefs. The Chiefs don't be having the best rosters in football, but they have the best quarterback in football, the best head coach in football, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at, and then defense got some guys, right? And then you look at the Eagles, where maybe the quarterback is really good. He's not the best in the league, but the team is the best in the league.
Yeah.
So it's like the Niners don't have none of that.
Yeah.
They don't have an elite quarterback that's like top tier. They don't have that. And they don't have a top tier roster like the Eagles. So I'm trying to figure out, like, because it's early in the morning and I ain't had my coffee yet, so maybe that's my fault. But I'm trying to see what you trying to, because...
Well, he's just beating around the window.
Okay. I'm confused, dog.
Because I grew up in the shelter, ain't no windows. All right, so
it's all dark?
Yeah, it's just all, you can't even look out.
Okay.
All right, you know what I'm saying? So it's everything closed, all right? Gotta open the door for some light. Straight up. Well, Acho, you are really, really like Bang Bang 49er game. So I got a question for you because I don't really know the answer to this.
He know it.
When has Kyle Shanahan really had a bad roster and took them far? Has he done that?
Never seen it.
Never.
Never.
He's had an injured roster. He's never taken them far.
Gotcha.
Never seen it.
All right, so we've never seen the head coach that we praise.
I praise him.
Right, and put him way up there. We've never seen him with a I won't say bad roster, a non-talented roster take them far.
Correct.
All right, so that's what you got this year.
Yeah.
We've never seen the quarterback take a non-talented roster far, because he had an opportunity this year with injuries and all that type stuff, and he failed. Correct. He did not take them far. So now that's happening this year.
Right.
And we've never seen both of these dudes do that. And we saying the window open?
The 2018 offense was not great. The 2019 offense was not great at all. So we've seen him do that.
The team.
I got you. The team wasn't great.
Right, because even since
defense was good.
Even since Brock Purdy been
the
there,
offense was not that great.
but I'm just saying, even since Brock Purdy's been there, he's had a lot of success winning games because of how the defense played too and the team.
Let's be real. We've never seen Kyle Shanahan win a Super Bowl. Let's just start there.
True facts.
Like,
so what I'm
window means you have a chance to get there.
But what I'm getting to is, it's going to take a while for you to get back to the rosters you had. I don't know if we know how special these Niners rosters were. All-pro players on all-pro players on Pro Bowl players. That's what this Niners roster was. It's going to take a while to get back to that.
Now
Unless the quarterback can play at elite level,
look at the Rams.
The window's
when
closed.
the Rams won the Super Bowl, and now they have Matthew Stafford. Let's just take the quarterback for 1 second out of it.
How?
Just for my point. Listen, take Stafford out and Stafford is. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying in general, when they won the Super Bowl, they were very, very good, talented roster.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
Then they lost for a year, didn't make the playoffs. In the last 2 years, with a non-talented, because we didn't think they were that talented last year. We didn't know what that young defense would do.
On defense.
And we didn't know what that young defensive quarter can do. Puka Nacua was hurt half the year. Same with Cooper Kupp. Yeah. And they still make it back to
almost be the Eagles.
I'm saying that's what they're trying to do, James.
I understand.
That's what they're trying to build a window like this. That's why they're cutting the
You're
fat.
trying to take the quarterback out of it. The most important piece on the team.
Listen, Brock Purdy has been to a Super Bowl and 2 NFC Championship games.
But
I'm just saying.
With the talent, though.
Because we're not talking about Brock Purdy, but guys, I guess we got to talk about Brock Purdy. When he gets paid, now the pressure will be on him to be able to carry this team. But like a Josh Allen. How is it unfair? That's why you cut all these guys.
But because you have to be able to.
Showed you that, Chase. Right. That's why.
Not only has he not showed you that.
How has he not?
As much as we love Brock Purdy, and I love Brock Purdy, all the things, we know that it's unfair to put Brock Purdy in a position to say, "Hey, Brock, go carry everything."
That's what they're doing, though.
But you know better than anybody because you play Q. That's a completely unfair situation and setup for Brock. Now, James, I think the Niners can do it again in a year. I don't think Kyle Shanahan.
If they build the roster back up, but it's going to take time. I don't think a year.
It's exactly what the Rams did.
But
they're not the Rams, and he is not Matthew Stafford. And who the wide receivers we going to right now?
I'm just talking about building up the roster.
Okay, so real quick, last year was a great example of what the Niners would look like without the superstar players, because a lot of guys were injured last year on offense and on defense. Okay, so can this quarterback carry him? If Brock Purdy would have carried that squad,
betting on it.
If he didn't carry that team to the playoffs, I guarantee you the asking price for whatever he want, they'd have paid it.
No doubt.
But since you showed that you can't carry him when the team is not loaded, we got to figure out how to pay you. Because now, real quick, now I'm thinking about this. Because what Chase is saying, I hear him, but I don't feel him. Pause.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, You can't be the Rams because you don't have that quarterback, okay? You don't have no wide receivers. Once the receivers came with the Rams, they started rolling.
No doubt.
As I look at the Niners, I've only seen them play well with great talent. You said the 2019 team offense wasn't that good?
Yeah.
They were running for 200 yards up and down the field all game.
Talent-wise, to his point.
Talent-wise.
Whatever that is, they don't do that no more is what I'm saying.
But remember, though,
They had a really
Kittle wasn't there. Them boys weren't there.
But
They had a really good running game. They went for 200 yards on you. You know what's going on, okay? I watched that really good offensive line. They had fast running backs, and they played stingy, selfish, gangster defense.
But here, hold on, I
With
got
an
to
A.
pause 2-5 here because there's a difference
agree with you on the
between
defense.
a really good running game and really good running backs. Remember, that team, I believe, had Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert is my dog. I knew
love
Raheem
Raheem.
Mostert when he got into the
Right.
NFL, came out of Purdue. They had Matt Breida. Who is Matt Breida? Who is Tevin Coleman? And Raheem Mostert, again, is my dog. Had 20 touchdowns for the
Coleman's
Miami
good, too.
Dolphins. But, like, who is Raheem Mostert? I suggest that to say they're not Christian McCaffrey. At wide receiver, they had Emmanuel Sanders, a 32-year-old Emmanuel Sanders. They had Kendrick Bourne, went to the Patriots and really didn't do much there.
played well.
And they had a rookie, Deebo Samuel.
And Kittle.
And obviously, they had Kittle. But I'm saying that. But here's what I'm saying, Jake.
Okay, no,
You
I'm listening
scoffing,
to
but
you.
like, who is Raheem Mostert? My dog. Who is Matt Breida? Who is Tevin Coleman? Who is Kendrick Bourne? Emmanuel Sanders was 32. They didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver. They didn't have a 1,000-yard running back. Now, what they did have was 3 500-yard running backs and 2 700-yard receivers,
Okay,
and I don't think
but the
any
only-
NFL
the
team
only
has that.
thing-
Real quick, last thing I'll say is, you telling me Garendo can't be Raheem Mostert?
But you
telling me that you know
okay,
what I'm
so
saying?
now we're gonna talk football, right?
talk
We're not gonna
ball.
talk names.
Let's
We're
talk
talk football.
ball.
So first of all, you lose two starting offensive linemen, right?
Banks was good. I didn't like Taylor. Never developed.
Yo, you losing two starting offensive linemen.
They
I don't
weren't
know.
life-changing.
They weren't
But
life-changing.
Hold up. I take starting serious. All right, so if you start for a reason in the NFL.
You can
okay?
plug and play them.
Whatever it is, he's starting in the NFL for a reason. That's one. Yo, best probably player. He's a little older. I hung out with him in Cabo. We having a good time, right? He got a couple years left, right? And everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? And he was banged up a little bit, so that's a check mark on that. Okay. Another thing is, we're not gonna act like when you have a stingy defense, you can have a great running game and play the game safe. You get what I'm saying? Because Jimmy G wasn't throwing the ball. I mean,
course not.
he threw for 200 yards the whole playoffs. But that lets you know how good the running game was. And on the defense, you wasn't putting no points up on the defense. And I played in 2019 against them in the Super Bowl when I was with the Chiefs. And one thing that Patrick Mahomes cared about all week was the pressure.
True.
I think
but
we're-
Kyle
They don't have that now, fellas.
Shanahan has always had a good running back game dating back to Alfred Morris. Again, who is Alfred Morris? My friend, but who is Alfred Morris? I'm saying that to say the running game is not player dependent. It is Shanahan dependent.
I understand what you're saying, but the running game is also game dependent. If you can't stop nobody, you can't run the ball like the Niners was running the ball. The defense has lost a lot of pieces.
A lot.
They were, even with the pieces last year, they were not good. So now you are coming back with not a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball. You're going to hope and wish and pray that your draft picks hit. That's what you're hoping and wishing for right now.
Too.
You understand what I'm saying? So the defense is not going to be as good as they were in 2019 since we keep on bringing up the 2019 team. You understand what I'm saying?
100%.
They ain't even going to be as good as when they went to the last Super Bowl, the defense.
of course not.
They lost a lot of pieces. So what I'm saying is teams is probably going to score.
Yeah.
They gonna-
And that's
right.
going to put
And you can't run the ball like
you
that.
can't run the
Thank
ball
you,
like
James.
that. So
I agree.
you can't play complimentary football.
This
They're not
year-
the same team.
Chase, agree with me here then at least. This year, the Niners' window is closed. That's what I am suggesting.
No,
You still got to find a
1 year is
corner.
not a window, Acho. 1 year's not a window. A window's like 5-6 years. You're saying a window. Just
wow.
say a window, right? It's like
yeah.
if it's 1 year, but you think they're going to be back next year, the window's not closed. It's a retool year. It's not a rebuild year. And I think what we're doing, and I don't think it's smart. I don't think we can discount what Kyle Shanahan's meant to this team. He's been to 3 Super Bowls, 1 as a coordinator, 2 as a head coach. He hasn't won the Super Bowl. I get it. But then you bring Robert Saleh back into the fold. I think this is a very, instead of going top heavy with all these stars littered with lots of money, the whole team, including coaches, including everyone, they're going to have to carry their weight. We're going to find out a lot about them. But I don't want to say their window's closed when you have Kyle Shanahan as a coach.
I'll just say this real quick, right? So I've only seen the Niners play really, really well at an elite level with a lot of talent.
That's all I'm
And the
saying.
second thing is, you know, I've been under like the feeling dealing with the Niners for the last couple of years where I don't care who the quarterback is, right? I think Kyle Shanahan is that smart and that good. I think the defense is always elite, right? They got playmakers on both sides of the ball where even if you know, like last year, even if the guys was injured, I said, there's no way that they not gonna make the playoffs. Yeah. We talking about the Niners here. Yeah. They're that good of a franchise. There's some good franchise no matter what. I just feel like they're gonna win. And when they proved me wrong last year, I look at them differently now. Like, yo, maybe they're not indestructible. Maybe they can be beat. Yeah. The Chiefs, if Patrick Mahomes, knock on wood, breaks his shoelace, okay? The Chiefs are such a great franchise. They have such a great coach. They're going to be in the playoffs. Yeah. I look at the Eagles, I look at the Chiefs, I look at the Niners like that. Now I don't. Yeah. So when we have this Niner conversation, I'm just speaking on the fact that I always think that there was such a great franchise and coached so well that even if their defense or offense is banged up or guys not playing, they'll still win. And that is not the case no more. Real quick, I learned that they need talent because they quarterback cannot do it and elevate alone.
And I think what we're not putting into play neither, though, because we're strictly just talking about what they lost this year, all right? And we're saying the windows may be closed for a year. The windows is closed for a couple years, in my humble opinion. Number one, you lost all these dudes. All right. Number two, you got a running back that's been in Australia more than he's been in the United States, Shady said. Germany, wherever he's been, right? Is he getting younger next year and taking less hits next year? No. So he might have to have a heavy workload this year, too, with not a lot of playmakers offensively. Kittle's getting older. So we're going to have to start moving on from our star running back, Trent, our tackle, and our tight end on top of losing all these players. It is going to take some years to build this roster back up, especially if you ain't got an elite quarterback covering up a lot of that stuff.
Wouldn't you rather have them do it this year than wait a year or two to be like, let's hold? You want them to hold on to some of these old, overpaid veterans?
I want them to hold on to a lot of these good players they letting go because I still think that this is your window with Kittle getting older, with Fred getting older, and the running back getting older. I think you have a chance.
Them for doing it early.
I don't.
But if you're going to do it, then do it.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what they're doing.
But no, if you're going to do it, then trade McCaffrey. You feel me? Like, why are you going to roll McCaffrey out there without receivers to lighten up the box and without an offensive line? Like,
because he's one of the best running backs in the game when he's healthy.
But if you're going to do it, then do it. Trade Trent.
I know.
You got 2 more years out of Trent. Trade Trent for a 3rd-round pick. If you're going to do it, then do it. But you can't halfway rebuild. Shady, you in construction, big dog, so you know better than anybody. You don't say, you know what, we're going to tear down the house, but keep the kitchen.
How this is a halfway rebuild when they just cut every major player on defense, pretty much.
It's a major retool. McCaffrey is still there. Trent is still there, and you probably got 2
You're not getting rid of Trent.
But if you won the last Super Bowl with Staley retires. You bring in Trent. Trent goes to you didn't win the last Super Bowl.
You have to pick and choose.
You go to 19th Super Bowl with Staley. Yeah. Staley's gone. You go to the 2023 Super Bowl with Trent. So what I'm suggesting is, Chase, why you going to roll out half your starters? You know what it is. When you scrimmage in practice, it's one's up. It ain't some one's up and the other one's down. It's one's up. So if you're going to bring the ones up, bring the ones up.
That's right. I don't even move as they say ones.
If they were to do all those things you were saying, the window would be closed. At least they're keeping some of their guys that they know can play a year or two more, like in high level. You still got to fill the roster, my guy.
Are you winning?
Like, you know what I mean?
You do, but I'm saying,
like, but you can't get rid of Trent.
I mean, everybody, 32 teams filled in the roster.
Look, I think they looked and I think they made really good decisions on all the guys they lost. I do. I think they made, other than Dre Greenlaw, we talked about that. Dre Greenlaw. You can talk about Deebo, Hufanga's been hurt. You don't know how he's going to be back. Okay, Mitchell, the running back's been hurt. You don't know how he's going to be back. Even Dre, he's been hurt. You got a good deal with the Broncos.
Here's what I hate about that. And sorry, we stand here. Everybody been hurt. Fred was hurt all of last year. True. He played through it. He was hurt. McCaffrey, hurt. Trent Williams, hurt. Brock Purdy last year, he was hurt. Played through it. Shout out to you, Brock. He was hurt. Ayuk right now, he's coming back. Hurt. Deebo was hurt. Kittle, hurt. It's the NFL.
So
everybody hurt. Hurt. So when you say you got...
some of them going to get hurt next year. That's just part of the game we play.
I see it online. They got rid of a bunch of hurt guys. Everybody was hurt. Bosa last year, hurt. Yeah. They all hurt.
And that's the reason why they didn't make it far last year, to be honest. They didn't have their players. But my thing is, like, you're forgetting a little bit about team building one-on-one. You've been in locker rooms. You've talked to front office people. You can't get rid of everyone, and everyone's get hurt. They cherry-pick these specific guys that we think are the building blocks of our team, and they let go of all the other fat. And so I can't not trust Kyle Shanahan, a guy who's been to 3 NFC Championship games in 5 seasons, to not do what's right. Maybe after this year, maybe I won't trust him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But maybe next year. Why would it change after this year when he has his worst roster?
I think if they win 10 games, it's a
they're not winning
success.
10 games.
I said I think if they win 10 games, it'd be a success.
I just think, I mean, we speaking on that, but like we only see him with talent. You know what I'm saying?
This is why this year
at the best of Kyle Shanahan, you only see him winning with talent. He won with Atlanta with talent, right? Niners talent.
But the 19 offense is his deal, right? And we
Oh,
can say there wasn't a lot of talent, but it's true.
At least
You can't say you've never seen it.
Man, James broke it down perfectly.
He doesn't control the defense.
He said, yo, if the defense is, well, he hires the guys, correct? Y'all always say that. Okay, cool. So if the defense is elite, and you're not letting nobody get no yards, no touchdowns, right? And the offense now we can play managed football, run the ball, because you're not scoring on the other side of the field. Now, what happens when the Niners are giving us some touchdowns? Now we can't just run the ball.
But Shady, answer this question because you were the superstar player at the desk.
That's true.
The 2019.
No, so you said some true.
We didn't need you to confirm
Yeah.
that.
Oh, my bad.
My fault. That's why the people know that he's honest. He's an honest guy. He's telling the truth. Go ahead.
The 2019 offense. 2019, remember, don't think about the names, because Deebo was there, he was a rookie. The 2019
Was he
offense,
good?
He was all right. No, he wasn't crazy. He had 800 receivers. He was cool. He had 800 yards.
He said cool, 800 is cool.
For a rookie. I'll take it.
And how about his rushing and all that? And, you know,
He was cool.
okay.
I mean,
Probably had over 1,000 yards.
Who was elite?
Okay.
The 2019 offense. Because you wouldn't say Mostert was elite. You wouldn't say Coleman was elite. You wouldn't say Breida was elite. You wouldn't say Emmanuel.
Jimmy G, what about
I'm going to answer for you.
Who was elite?
The offensive line was elite.
Yes, it was.
They was having big holes. Not the Eagles' holes this year, but close. They was big holes, right? Guys, you're saying that's not elite, or undrafted guys going for 200 yards. Now, where I'm from, I mean, if you could just get a regular guy to go out there for 200 yards, somebody's doing something with.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.